Welcome. You're just seconds away from the Brawdy Show, where listener participation is strongly encouraged. Well, unless, of course, you're easily triggered, then listener discretion is strongly advised. And if you fall into the latter camp, why don't you just mortal up already?
Thanks for listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. It's time to mortal up.
Good afternoon. Feels like I've been up since we were together last, probably because it's almost like I have been up since we were together last. But welcome to the 534th episode of the Brian Brawdy Show here, well, you know, wherever we are. Scared? No, I like it as scarred as we might be. Scared, scarred, tomato, whatever it is, there's a new day dawning, however it's going to plan out, and you and I will rise to the challenge. Thank you so very much for joining us. If you're hanging out with us on Facebook, it's an honor. If you're hanging out over on YouTube with us, thank you so very much. Or if you're taking advantage of the virtual hitchhiker, the Pocket Brian, it's been called, right? You just take us wherever you go, out and about. It's a beautiful day here in the state of Ohio. It's a beautiful day here. Hoping it's nice where you are. Get out and about. Take us with us. We love riding shotgun. We love being, like I said, your virtual hitchhiker. So thank you so very much for having us. We have a lot to get to today, Miss Putnam. Hello. Nice to see you over on the Facebook feed. Wayne, and I know I say this every day, right? Yesterday I was like, the greatest day in the history of the world to be alive. That was until today, because today is the greatest day in the history of the world to be alive. It just keeps getting better. You can't make this stuff up. You can't write this stuff. Now, you and I yesterday, Wayne, we knew that this wasn't going to be a blowout, right? All the people that were talking about surfing the blue wave and the rest of us, you and I talked about it before. We knew it wasn't going to be a blowout. Did you, though, think that we'd be 24 hours later and it still is like going down to the toss of a coin? Did you think it would be this close? Or, like me, did you think one of the two would have squeaked out something last evening?
Nah, not with the mail-in ballots.
All right.
When they decided to do all this mail-in stuff, we knew that it was going to be dragged out.
Well, you know what? I think when you talk about the mail-in, it doesn't bother me. As long as the things are legitimately postmarked before yesterday at whatever time, 5 o'clock, right before Election Day.
Even that's not really good enough. Some states are requiring signatures. Some states are not requiring signatures on them. They're not.
Well, I had to show my signatures. I had to show my signature.
Yeah, but you went into the polling place. You did not do a mail-in.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. Well, I would hope even with the mail-in one, it was the same thing. You'd still have to match signatures, but apparently not. Well, here's the thing. If you don't like it in the state you live in, stop your whining. It's your legislator that put it all together. Your legislator, not yours, Wayne, but the state that we live in, they decide how this is all going to go. And people are like, oh, we need a federal statute. No, we're a republic. We're not a democracy. I don't give a crap about your federal statute.
Yeah.
Right? It's a republic, so the states get the right to call the way they want. So to invest in the next 4 years in the history and the future of our country, I can give it 24 hours. I can give it 4 days, right? Just to make sure that they're counted, make sure it's legit, make sure there's no hocus pocus. Right? It's just a great day to be alive because, you know, Wayne, as I say all the time, whoever wins, we're going to rise to whatever challenge fate throws at us. We're going to square our shoulders and be ready to go. So when people say, oh, are you excited? Well, sure. Are you disappointed in the outcome? No, right? Whatever it's going to be, we're going to rise to the challenge, whatever that is. So I'm hoping, when it comes to a cult of personality, I'm hoping you get a chance yesterday to have voted with not just your head, but with your heart. What did you want to have happen? What did you want to be the outcome? And then pretty soon we're going to find out. It's amazing how evenly split down the middle it is, though, Wayne, right? Where everyone's going, oh, it's going to be a blowout. Let me ask you this. How can you keep a job as a political pundit? How can you keep a job as a pollster, right? Quinnipiac. I'd be embarrassed to even have a last name that started with Q today, right? Quinnipiac. Or how about Nate Sliver, or whatever his name is, Nate Silver, or all these other, I can bet this, I can bet that. At one point yesterday, what was it like? Trump had a 10% chance of winning. And then by last night at 8:00, it had flipped a 75% chance in winning. Now this morning it flipped back again. I'm all over betting the dogs, right? I'm all over going to Highline and throwing some money down. I get that, right? But where do they find these pundits? Are they like recovering meteorologists? Now, I don't want to get in trouble, Wayne, because I have friends that are meteorologists, and I think, that's a great gig. You can be wrong 95% of the time, and you still get Twitter followers. You still get to get a paycheck. So what are these political pundits, these pollsters, all these people that had their finger on the pulse? Oh, Biden's going to win in a double-digit wave. He'll take Ohio. He'll take Florida. He'll take Texas. I live in Ohio. I didn't take Ohio, but I'm not the one playing pollster. I'm not the one playing political pundit. Where do they find these no-minds?
Well, it's really interesting because we know that people will lie into the pollsters.
Well, that's an interesting thought because you're not the only one that said that to me that a pollster would call, right? Wayne, let's do a little bit of role playing. Ring, 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 ring. You pick up the phone. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Are you Wayne Noel? Are you a registered voter?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just calling on behalf of the Crapweasel Pollster Foundation, and we're trying to get our fingers on the pulse, trying to figure out what's going on with this election. Could you give me an idea of who you're going to vote for? Would you mind terribly? I'll keep it between you and me. I won't tell anyone we spoke.
Oh, hold it 1 second.
Okay, I'll hold.
Hey, I'm just going to tell him Biden. Oh, Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe Biden. Okay, so if I were to drive by, you have a Joe Biden sign in your front yard. That's good to know. All right, I don't want to hold you in case you're busy eating your dinner. I can hear the kids screaming in the background. Okay, thanks so much. Got to go. Bye. Click.
You have a good day.
So tell me a little more about this, right? Because I've talked to all kinds of people that go, yeah, it's our day called having fun with pollsters. Who are you voting for? Libertarian candidate. Who are you voting for? Well, I'm not nuts enough to tell you if I'm voting for Trump. I don't want my house burned down. Of course I'm voting for Slow Joe, right? Of course I am, right?
Hey, Brian, before
Yes,
we
sir.
go too far, we do have 2 new sponsors.
Oh, great. Then we should jump right to that before the show gets, because we got a lot of cool things happening today.
Yeah.
So Wayne, do you want to announce the sponsors, or do we have like graphics for them, or what do we got?
Yeah, we got some graphics for them.
Well, okay, let me do this for you. Wayne's getting ready to drop a new graphic or a couple new graphics.
These are new sponsors.
Let's hear our new sponsors. Heading for the hills of a foreign country? We'll handle the headaches. Hollywood U-Haul, here to help you keep your word. Ask about our emergency pawn services and receive a free ebook, How to Bid Adieu with Class. Call us at 1-800-SEND-OFF. That's 800-SENDOFF. And if you're looking into the hieroglyphics, as I often do, it's 800-736-3633. Oh, so Hollywood U-Haul. These are all the people we mentioned it, and maybe we should do the Maleficent 7 a little later in the show. But these are all the Hollywood brainiacs that threatened to move out of the country, right? That threatened to move to another country if their political party or their politician wasn't elected. So here you got these guys going, and girls, right? I'm not here to mansplain. You got some of these people going, oh, well, if I don't get my way, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. So let me just take the time to thank Hollywood U-Haul. Don't forget to ask about our emergency pawn services. Well, are they suggesting as a part of that that little asterisk, Wayne? Are they suggesting that some of these washed up had been movie stars or music stars or whatever, they might not be able to afford the U-Haul services, so they're also offering a discount on their emergency pawn services. So, maybe we'll go over the names in the Maleficent 7 a little later. Oh, and we should tease bottom of the hour. If you get a chance, we're always doing a public service announcement, right, Wayne?
Yep.
So bottom of the hour, we're going to be interviewing live on this show a real live expat, so that all these brainiacs that are running to the door, right, that are afraid of the way the election is going to turn out, Alec Baldwin and the gang, all those people that we mentioned in Maleficent 7, we have a real live, true expat on the phone with us. Well, hello, Rita. Nice to see you as well. We have a live expat on the phone who's going to walk us through, right? Because it's important to us to do public service here, Wayne, right?
Yeah.
RadioBri.com. We're always trying to help. We're not trying to breed dissension, but since all these brainiacs are busy heading for the borders, all we're going to do is bring someone that can give you some tips, some tricks, some techniques, if you will, real-time things that you can do, right? So that when it comes time for the screen door to catch you in the butt on the way out, here's some things that you can do to make sure you're doing it right. So, right, all we're trying to do, Wayne, is our little bit to help. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely.
I would say that's true, too. All right, so you had mentioned we have 2 new sponsors.
Yep, here comes number 2.
Number 2. Why let your political loss paralyze the promise of your impending move? Pods. Use code 2020 for a 10% discount. Pods. 1-800-BUY-BABY. 1-800-BYE-BABY. All right. Well, the crowd seems to like that one. 1-800-BUY-BABY. You whining little sack. Oh, but you know what? Here's the thing. Do you know what I love about our sponsors, Wayne?
What's that?
They're trying to give it's going to be hard enough for me to get through this if you're going to laugh too, right? They're trying to do everything they can to help these people out. So you get a discount code, 20% off if you use the code 2020. So Packing with Pods. If you're getting ready to pack it in because you picked the wrong guy, then here's a sponsor that says, oh, we feel your pain. We want to give you a discount code as well. So I think that's super special. And it makes me proud, right, that we do everything we can here on the Brian Brawdy Show to attract sponsors that really care about making a positive impact in the lives of brittle brains atop balsa wood spines, right? I just think it's great. It's a kumbaya moment, if you will. 20% discount. And don't forget, what was that other one you get? Was there something that I see in an email exchange? You get an ebook or a free link to an ebook, How to Leave. I think that was in the first one.
Yeah, that's in the Hollywood U-Haul.
Yeah. Hollywood U-Haul. Well, thanks to our friends at Hollywood U-Haul. Hopefully, Wayne, we could get them on the phone tomorrow, and maybe we could do a quick little chat. And Packing with Pods, thank you so very much for being the sponsor. All right, Wayne, I know you want to run to a 10 after, and then we're going to come back. Lowlifes Making Headlines will be with us right after this quick break.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent.
Well, let me tell you what, the guests we have coming on today, I'm backing their opinion. Right, so those go right. I'm absolutely in the back their opinion. So just be forewarned. They're going to be in, and it's going to be great. All right, Wayne. So now, as we get ready for the bottom of the hour and our public service announcement, Patricia Costello says your empathy is touching and necessary to healing the anxiety. Patricia, that's why I love you. Thank you so very much. I super appreciate that. All we're trying to do is, right, put a balm on some of the mashugana, just trying to help in any way that we can. But now, wink, wink, nod, nod, to be honest, Patricia, I just want them the hell out of line when I get right at the grocery store or Best Buy or traffic on the 5. Have you ever tried to get out of LAX? I say all these people need to get on don't forget your mask, get on an airplane and get the hell out of Dodge. That's all I'm saying. And anything I can do, my dear, to help that, right, to help these hurt individuals heal in another country and get out of the way when I want to feel free to move about the country. Feel free for me to be able to move about the country. Anything I can do to get them out of the way. Hey, Wayne, speaking about this, we didn't talk about this. I'm just beside myself. So let's say a week ago, doesn't matter, but I just threw that in. Let's say like a week ago, I'm over to the grocery store, and whenever I go out now, I put on eyeglasses. I'm sorry, sunglasses, darkened glasses, so I don't have to make eye contact. I put in iPhone headphones, right? So I can listen to the music. And I have this face shield that it's like a headband, if you will. I should have brought it down with me, but it's a headband, and a plastic shield drops down in front of you so that, you know what I mean? So that people can see my facial expressions, this and that and everything else. So I think I told you about this a couple weeks back. An older gentleman comes up, and I can't hear. I can barely see him because I got welder's goggles on, right? I can barely see him, but he's like poking, right? Just like he's getting ready to poke me in the chest, and he's upset, and he's frothing at the mouth, and he's kind of spitting, and some of the spit gets on my shield. And so I'm assuming, I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming he was ticked. He was pissed that I didn't have a mask on, right? So I'm like, okay, great. I'm not going to pick on an old guy. He wants to do it. So what I thought I would do in an attempt to save a little bit of face is I took off my shield and I turned it upside down. So now I have the shield like it's a choker. Like, the choker that Derek wore to the cocktail party that one time when he wore the black dress and the black choker. This thing is on my neck as a choker, and the shield is coming up, right? So I look like a giant radar dish, or, like a puppy that's been fixed and you don't want him, playing with his nether regions. So you put one of these plastic cones on, right? Have you ever seen one of those, Wayne? You ever had a dog neutered? Yeah. Yeah, you've seen one of those, right?
Yep.
So I'm walking around the store. People are laughing. The guy's embarrassed, which was really my goal from the very beginning. But, right, let's not tell anybody that. So I'm walking around with, like, this radar. Like, I look like Dish TV walking around. And, of course, I have a drink, and I'm probably eating Fig Newtons or something else. You know me. But I saw today a commercial where someone knocked off my idea. Now, it's a choker that fits around your neck. It sits on your clavicle, and the plastic shield, Wayne, tilts down. So you're moving around, you're doing whatever, shield tilts down. Someone walks up, gets into your 6-foot bubble, violates your 3-second rule, and so you flick the shield right back up again. So stealing my idea, which shows me, Wayne, you got to run and get these things patented. You got to get them trademarked. And you can't throw things out into the universe, because if you're not prepared to pull the trigger and make it work, someone else in the collective conscious, someone else in the labyrinth of life is going to have an idea and go, damn, he looked pretty good with that thing upside down, like one of those plastic dishes to keep a dog, we should make that an idea, and we should sell it, and it's now out there on TV.
Let's do it.
Yeah, right? The original pseudo dog protective collar kind of thing. So in any event, that just kind of that was something I wanted to make mention of. All right, Wayne, let's run to it, because I know we have a new lowlifes making headlines, but she may have been a past. It's so hard with some of these people. She may have been a past winner. I don't know, but let's get to it so I can go ahead and we can get her certificate in the mail. Lowlifes making headlines, or as we like to call it around here, brains that make your blood boil. Here's your brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine for today. All right, here's your brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine for today. A repeat winner. Maybe should we send these certificates, Wayne, with just a little accolade? You know how if you get a military, if you ever get a military medal and you win that medal a couple times, they give you a little cluster to put on. Maybe for Joy Reid, the television antagonist over at MSNBC, maybe we should just get her an award with like a cluster. So if she wins multiple times, we can go ahead and make sure that she gets her award. And who knows what's going to happen with the election, but MSNBC could be on their way out. So we better do what we can to get her the award right away. Now, you might be asking, Bri, why are you picking on Joy Reid? Oh, are you still are you still worked up about C-Scam and Steve Scully and how he blamed the hacker and they slammed the door on him? But when he followed Joy's Reid's plan, way back when she did it, no one gave her a hard time? No. You'd be on to something if you thought that's the reason why, but no, that's not it. MSNBC's Joy Reid was slammed on social media, and we're going to slam her here. Elevate her is more the word than slam. We're going to highlight her as a lowlife making headline. After referring to Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas as Uncle Clarence. Early Wednesday, in what was obviously, for anyone with a sixth grade reading level, a reference to Uncle Tom. Reid was discussing President Trump, according to the report, threatening to take close races in several key battleground states to the Supreme Court when she made her remark. You ready? You ready for this, Wayne? This deserves a short little drum roll. If somehow they manage to stumble into the Supreme Court, do any of you guys expect Uncle Clarence and Amy Coney Barrett and those guys to actually follow the letter of the law, end quote? That's why she's not only getting slammed. No, it's completely politicized, Supreme Court, she goes on, that you can't just trust they'll do the right thing. So now she's a political commentator as well. Is this Brainiac? Is this Brittle Bane atop of Balsa Wood Spine? Is she even a lawyer? Now she's commenting they won't even do the right thing. Oh, so she's clairvoyant and a legal mind. Well, there you go. Now you're a political pundit. If you can both read the tea leaves and this is what it takes for a bill to become a law, then you're just prime time ready for TV. Now, so far, the courts have actually been pretty good, so we'll see. Well, thank God she's given us her opinion as to whether the courts are good or not good. Really doesn't matter because the only thing that counts is that she is today's lowlifes making headlines winner with a cluster, because I think she's won it before with a cluster. And to expand on that, don't we have enough of the race baiting? Don't we have enough of stoking the racial tensions? And Wayne, I got to be honest with you. However the election goes, it's damn near 50-50, maybe 49 something and 50 a little more than something like that. So it's right down the middle. I think can I tell you what this election tells me?
Go.
Yeah, I'll take a little sip. Then let me tell you what this election tells me. As a country, we're not buying into the race baiting. We're not buying into this identity politics. Now, there'll still be some people that want to take their ball and go home. And by take their ball and go home, I mean throw a park bench through a local store window, steal all kinds of shoes, and then when they're done looting, they'll say it was to protest discrepancies in the law or whatever else. So you know what I mean. By protesting, I mean throwing a garbage can. No, picking up a brick that just happened to materialize. Can you believe that? Right down here on Main Street, a pallet full of bricks made for throwing? Who'd have thunk it? By that, I mean protest, right? Destroying stores, destroying people's livelihoods because you're a pantyweight. So there's that. All right, so she gets the lowlifes making headlines for today. Joy Reid, enough with the race baiting, enough with the identity politics. Yeah, just enough. Give the idiot the lifetime award and no longer eligible for future awards. Patricia, Wayne, did you see that? Patricia, do me a favor, drop Wayne at radiobride.com. Drop Wayne a line, Wayne at radiobride.com. Wayne, I don't know, you're following all the other feeds. I don't know if you're watching here in Facebook. Patricia says, give the idiot a lifetime award, and that will make her no longer. Patricia, I love this idea. So, Wayne, we need a Hall of Fame. We need, Patricia, you are brilliant. That's one of the things I dig about you. We need a lowlifes making headlines Hall of Fame. You win 3 times, you're in. You're a made man. You're a made woman, right? You're a part of the club. A lowlifes making headlines Hall of Fame, not eligible for future awards. Patricia, I love that idea. Drop Wayne a line, please. And if you have any other particulars around there that you think would work, please drop him a line, Wayne at radiobride.com. That'd be great. All right, Wayne, so I know people are a little bit confused by our new sponsors, but let's do this. Let's run to... you want to do the 20 and then right into the segment, Wayne? How do you want to do it?
Nah, let's just go right into the segment, and then we'll go into the mid-break.
Mid-break. Okay, sounds good. Patricia says yes. She gives it a thumbs up. Hall of Fame. Infamy, probably. Hall of Infamy. Maybe we'll call it, Patricia. All right, Wayne, let it rip. Oh, the Maleficent 7. Of course, we're taking a knockoff on the Magnificent 7. The Maleficent 7. Bruce, born in the USA, Springsteen. Right? Apparently he wants to die in another country. Okay, that's cool. Tommy Lee Gifford. No, that's not Tommy Lee. I keep putting Gifford in there, but Tommy Lee, I think he used to be in a rock band, if I remember. Speaking of a former, now listen, Talk about someone that could probably take full benefit of either the 20% discount using code 2020 over at Hollywood U-Haul, or you know what, could benefit from that online ebook, that masterclass, How to Bid Adieu with Class. Of course, we're talking about Ricky living La Vida wherever else you want on the face of the planet as long as you get out of here. Martin, so that's good. John Legend in his own mind. And Chrissy, is that pronounced Teigen? Teigen. Chrissy Teigen. So you and little Johnny can take off to whatever country you're going to move to. That'll be nice. Lena Dunham. I don't know why that name sticks in my mind, but it can't be anything good if it does. So Lena Dunham is making one of our Maleficent 7. Oh, and of course, Samuel L. What's in Your Wallet Jackson. I think that's him, right? Isn't it? Does he do those commercials? What's in your wallet? Well, obviously a passport for a country other than the United States of America, because he wants to move too, since he didn't. Who knows, right? Maybe you can check the wire. I know you're watching it, Wayne, for us. Maybe something's going to go down. Maybe all these brainiacs are going to stay here. Don't know. But here's the thing. This is what makes them the Maleficent 7. And you're welcome. Give me a text, 833-667-8251. You're welcome to give me a text. And you can send me an email if you want, brian@radiobride.com. Send an email. It comes right in. Look, I have it opened right here. Comes right into me here. Oh, Wayne doesn't have the camera on, but take my word for it. It comes right into me. If you have an idea, we would love to hear it. And if you send us an email, we don't necessarily have to put your name on the air. Matter of fact, if you don't want to, we won't. But drop us an email. It comes right in here to the studio, brian@radiobri.com. So maybe there's some other people that you think you've heard of that we missed that say, oh, if it doesn't go my way, I'm going to take my ball and go to another country. Here's why they make the Maleficent 7, though, is that do they think we care? Does Ricky Martin really think I give a flying rat's tuchus where he lives, what he does? You're washed up. You're a has-been. Go be a has-been in somewhere else. There's enough has-beens running around, enough posers running around in this country. Go live La Vida Loco. Any other place you want to go. Get out of my way. I want to move about the country. I don't need you bumping into it. Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, if this one wins, I'm going to put America in the rearview mirror. Oh, please, if there is a God, please, in the rearview mirror with you go. Or we go, if that's the case, in the mirror, if that's how it plays out. All right, Wayne, so I know we're getting ready to get to the bottom of the hour here, which I'm pretty excited about, to be honest with you, because we're going to be introducing our news segment, and this is where our public service thing kind of comes in, Wayne. This is our ability to help however we can, right? We want to be able to help people. If they're going to leave, we're just going to, we're not going to be mean. We're just going to do whatever we can to help them. And we're going to be introducing that segment right after the bottom of the hour. And he's kind of like a field reporter, an executive producer at large. Maybe that's how we'll call it. An executive producer at large. We're going to have him with us right at the bottom of the hour. So if you have family, if you have friends that are thinking of leaving the country because they didn't get their way, let's give them like a minute, Wayne, to call everyone, let them know what's going on, and then have them tune in, because this is this isn't a bit. This is a true live guy I trust, just totally trust. This is a true expat that's going to come on the show and go, all right, here's some tips, some tricks, some techniques, some things you need to do when you're going to take your passport and go on the run. So let's do this, Wayne. If it's cool with you, let's get to the bottom of the hour, and then we'll cue up our news segment. And it makes my heart feel good to be able to help these folks, because it's clear they need help. Right, Wayne?
Absolutely.
They seem to think we could care less where they live. So I feel good. I feel lighter. All right, there we go. Let's run to the bottom of the hour.
You're listening to The Brian Brawdy Show. Why? Because you know the truth when you hear it. He'll be right back.
to the Brian Brawdy Show, brought to you by our good friends at Counterpunch Media and Certifiable Brilliance. It's time to buckle up. Okay, in addition to Counterpunch.media and Certifiable Brilliance, our two new sponsors, wait, I'm actually going to get the names right, Hollywood U-Haul and Packing with Pods. Ted, nice to see you as always, brother. The Hall of Low Lifes. He calls it the Hall of Flying Rats Tuchus. And it is a Yiddish word. You're absolutely right, Ted. Tuchus. Maybe we could do that, right, Wayne? We could do it the Hall of Pain in the Tuchus.
Absolutely.
Right? It could be. You never know. All right, so we have this segment where we say portions of this show are pre-recorded. Why? Because we can't get a guest. They're the worst. We can't get them to hit a call time. But as soon as I saw the clock go to the bottom of the hour, the phone rang. So this next guest absolutely knows how to hit, I mean, to the second, knows how to hit a call time. So, Wayne, let me just give you a quick little drum roll, and then we're going to lead with our public service announcement. Expats Unleashed. The know-how you need to hit the open road. Wayne, before we get to the caller, I got to tell you, whenever I get an email from you and you go thoughts and I know a logo's coming, I just start to laugh. I've learned not to open the emails from you with a drink in my hand anymore. I just know, right? Because all I'm going to do is spit it all over the thing, and then I got to wipe down the laptop, and it's just a pain in the neck. All right, who do we have on the phone today?
Hey, Mr. Brawdy. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. How are you? One of my
Doing
two
fabulous.
favorite expats in the whole world. You and Rita, how's everything going south of the border?
Wonderful. Everything's we're not dealing with elections, so we're doing fine right now.
Oh, brother, I love it. This is the greatest day in the history of the world to be alive. I love this, right? This, I dare say this is almost as cool as watching The Blacklist with James Spader. You know I love that. Almost as cool as watching The Vikings. Almost. It almost gets to there. All right, but here's the thing. First off, Henry, I'd love to know, what are other, as you're outside looking in, the mashugana that is life here in the United States today, last night and today, if you could give us some thoughts as a person from the outside looking in, and then we got to get right to, because, you know, these people, they're going to be heading for the border, depending upon how this election goes. So I thought it would be cool for you to give them some tips, some tricks, some techniques, right? From a real live expat. So first... And everyone in the tease goes, he's not alive. What is this, like Weekend at Bernie's? Yes, he's alive. It's Henry Noel. Of course. Where the hell have you been forever, brother? Of course he's alive. It's a real live expat. So give us your opinion, and the hour's yours. So go on as long as I normally do. Right? Give us your opinion about what's going on as you see it, and then let's get to your top 3, 5, 10, however many you've got, for all these people that are going to be looking for the Henry Masterclass on how to burn your passport and move to another country.
I'd be happy to. So, oh God, you haven't changed at all. You are just as funny as you always have been.
Well, thank you, brother. Thank you.
You know, some of the things that I've seen. It's to me the most obvious thing is the sadness I have with how divided the country has become, and the needlessness of it. You know, we're these divisions, and these purposely planted divisions in order to keep us as enemies. It is just devastating to watch. To watch a country so great as the United States whittle itself down to where it's an embarrassment, and it's needless. We're all humans. We're all Americans, and it's senseless. This division is absolutely senseless over somebody else's ideals. I have not yet figured that all out.
Well, you know what I think, Henry? I think that for the most part, people don't understand, as you do, as some do, that your opinions are not you, right?
Exactly.
your slip-on loafers are not you, right?
No.
The food that you ate for breakfast is not you, right?
No.
So your opinions are not you. As Patricia says, Henry, you are spot on. These divisions can and should be worked out. Absolutely agreed, Patricia. And I think Henry would too. I think the start,
Absolutely.
Henry, is that people think, well, that's my belief. Well, I couldn't care less about your belief. I care about you. You believe. Right, like the Loch Ness Monster, you believe in Martians, you believe in Santa Claus, you believe in the Tooth Fairy, you believe in Peter Pan. Who cares what you believe? And people say to me, I can't believe you say that. Most days, I don't care what I believe, right? Because your belief is not you. You can have an opinion, you can have a theory, you can have a belief, but it doesn't make up who you are as a human being. I think that's where the division starts. Henry, what say you?
Absolutely. I think these titles that we give ourselves, whether they be Democrat, Republican, Independent, Tory, it doesn't really matter, or the title we carry as doctor, lawyer, plumber, they're just that. They're titles, and they have nothing to do with who we are. And I think that's really what you have to look at. Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and Joe Biden is Joe Biden. Yes, they may have a title, but that title is not who they are. The problem is we really see ourselves as our titles, and we can't seem to get past that. And that has to change. It has to go back to where we can sit down and talk about subjects that we now. I mean, good morning is now becoming an insult to somebody, and it's getting to be almost insane.
Henry, I don't know if I had a chance to talk to you about this. And before we get to your tips, tricks, and techniques for the people bidding adieu, saying hasta la vista, whatever the term is going to be, right? So, yes, that was my attempt at cultural appropriation. Let's say it's a month ago, right, brother? I went to hold a door for someone at my local Stop and Rob. Right, they're very nice to give me. I get because I go every day to get my my pop, right? So I only have to pay 69 cents for the whole refill. So they're very nice. I go in there. I'm there once a day, or after I get my writing done, after I'm done hanging with Wayne, doing all the rest of this. And Wayne, feel free to jump in at any time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to block you out from a conversation with your own brother.
You always do.
You know what happens, Henry, is I'll be in desperate need of a drink, and I'll go, oh, so Wayne, what do you think? I don't have an opinion. Well, geez, thanks, Wayne. That bought me back a whole 3 seconds to get a gulp in.
That's what paybacks are for.
Yeah, that's what paybacks are for. So in any event, Henry, I went to open the door for this young lady, and she looks at me and goes, something to the effect of, I don't know why you have to be sexist. I don't need a man to get the door for me. So I pulled the door shut right in her face, gave her a raspberry from inside the glass door, and she's free to figure out where she could grab the handle right after I've spit all over it. So you're absolutely right. You can't even say good morning to people anymore. I'm feeling triggered. I'm feeling offended, right? I'm maligned by your comments. Good morning? So I think you're absolutely right. And I would mention this before we get to your tips. Some of the people here in the feed are absolutely, politically, completely opposite of my opinions. Absolutely opposite. And yet yesterday, I called these people just to say hello and making sure they were getting through their day okay, right? Because we know that we're not our opinions. We're a healthy brain. We're not a perforated brain. We're not a brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine. We're not our opinions. And I think that's where it begins. Well, he said some hurtful things. No, he didn't. You have to have hurtful ears to hear hurtful things.
Yep, absolutely true. It's like I said, it's just really sad that we take things. We're so, I guess, thin-skinned that we take offense to everything, and instead of embracing everything, we take offense to everything. It's just we have to change.
And I think, Henry, before we get onto your list, you're absolutely right to use the word take, because if you go to a buffet and you take the piece of chicken, if you go to an all-you-can-eat strawberry in a chocolate liquid fountain, you take the plate of chocolate-covered strawberries. If you're offended, you take offense. And it's been my opinion all along, then don't take it, asshat. If you don't want the package, don't sign for it when the UPS driver knocks on your door.
Exactly.
Don't take it. Don't sign for it. Don't invite it in. Oh, please come in with your can of spray paint and blow your graffiti all over the inside of my mind. Why wouldn't you come in? Is there any chance there's anyone else in your car with another can of spray paint?
Exactly.
Who does that? Oh, please, welcome in. Oh, do you have a stick you could beat me with while you're here? Oh, no, I think I have one in the garage. If you didn't bring one, let me go see if I can't get a baton so you can beat me out of my mind. Who does that?
I don't have that. Sad, it really is.
Yeah, ding dong. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Someone to kick the crap out of me. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. There's plenty of right? Who does that? All right, I don't want to run over our hour. Wayne, I know you have some questions for your brother. What are some of the one that Wayne travels all over the world? So for those people that are landlocked here in how I'm out of here, Ohio, give us an idea. What are some of the tips, the tricks, the techniques that you could offer up to people getting ready to go hasta la vista and move to another country because they have to take their ball and go home because the election didn't turn out the way they wanted? Henry, what say you?
Well, there you go. I'm going to direct this really at these illustrious celebrities.
Oh, great. Wayne, can you throw the Maleficent 7? Can you throw the Maleficent 7 back up?
Maleficent 7. I love that. That is great. You know,
thank you, my friend.
As you well know, we are not celebrities, and that celebrities live in this artificial world that we are not residents of. So, as an expat for the last 8 years, been outside of the United States, I wanted to offer some advice to these celebrities threatening to leave the United States over something so stupid as an election result. So, the first thing, it's one thing to say that you'll leave, and it's another to actually leave. Now, since the actions speak louder than words, then leave already. You don't have to announce it. Just do it. We really don't care. It's not important to us. I really would like to recommend that they rely on some real research before they decide to leave the country and where to go. If they really are going to rely, if they want to, they can go ahead and rely on pollsters for their decisions. But we already know what that has done. You can see the results of pollsters taking polls through this election. You know, Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. Well, here they are. So don't be listening to pollsters. Do your own research. Make sure that you have researched the legal requirements, and this is really important for anybody. Make sure you understand and really research the legal requirements and mandates. I mean, visas, residency requirements, COVID testing mandates, and income and financial needs. But in reality, celebrities, like politicians, can pretty much buy their way into any country. Let's face it, you and I can't do this, but they've got the money. They can go ahead and go do that. If you are moving overseas, I do recommend that you don't rent a U-Haul. In case they don't know, U-Hauls don't float well.
They don't float. Okay, but let me say, because they're a new sponsor. Hollywood U-Haul's a new sponsor. You may not be able to take it to Mexico, but did you know you can take a U-Haul to Canada?
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. So I have to be careful. Because sponsors they're so finicky. They're so delicate in the very beginning. So by U-Haul, I bet you meant just don't try to drive it into the Pacific or the Atlantic, but you could take it to the Great White North.
You can't drive it to Europe.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, make sure that you can afford becoming an expat. That's the other thing. Celebrities are pretty much financially secure. It's not a big issue for them. But don't become a financial refugee or a financial burden in your new host country.
Oh, good point.
That's a stigma that all of us expats, we get labeled with when you do things like that. So, the real thing, though, with it is that the problem with it is being a snob and self-righteous and pompous also get the same results as that stigma. So I guess from celebrities, it's not going to work anyway. We're still going to get the stigma. By moving overseas, they just don't magically become. You can't become a new person just simply by moving overseas. You'll still be the same idiot you were before. You'll just kind of stand out a little bit more. You know, you don't look like the locals, you don't sound like or think or act like the locals, and it takes an effort to fit in with the locals and become accepted. But then,
All right.
what do celebrities really care? It's all about them anyway. So it doesn't matter.
What you're suggesting is that being an asshat is it's like it doesn't know a border. You can be a dork,
That's it.
whether you're in this country or another country. Dork is a universal term, I'm assuming.
Exactly. And the final thing I really want to make for a recommendation for everybody, for the celebrities trying to bug out of the country and those that are threatening to do it, please try to remember that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. So regardless of what country you relocate to, please leave the local children alone. They're not toys.
Yeah, you know what? Who'd be kicking your ass right now is Dana if she was here. I don't even think we could. Dana would be like, "Oh wow, no, I absolutely agree." And his partner Giselle, she's on a suicide watch and press. So I think you're okay. Just don't try to hook up with Prince Andrew overseas. You should be okay. And the only reason I mentioned Prince Andrew is you threw in the word Tory, right? So my mind has been all on England ever since you said that. So. That's just where that went. All right, so Henry, before we let you go, it's great to hear your voice as always. You are, you said, what are you? Not a celebrity. You're a celebrity in my book. That's for certain. You're a celebrity to everybody around here. And when I made mention this morning that you were going to be on, the kids all wanted to say hello to you and to Miss Rita both. So, and I'll send you a picture. Well, you know what we're going to be wearing when I send you that picture. So I'll get you a family picture. We'll get that done. Any other thoughts for all the brittle brains atop balsa wood spines thinking, well, the election didn't turn out, so I'm just going to go ahead, take my ball, and go to somebody else's home. You got to wonder, too, would these other countries even take them? Bruce, born in the USA, Springsteen? Whatever.
Exactly.
Good Lord. All right, my friend, anything else that you can think of, anything else you want to throw on before we bid you farewell?
No, I just hope everybody calms down and you know, don't take all this garbage seriously. You know, it never was intended to be serious, and the more we really could live by our titles and swear by our titles and opine on our titles, the worse we make things. We're not. We're all humans. We're all part of the same species. We're the human species, and we're all brothers and sisters, and we just need to remember that. And that's all that really is to it. And for you, Brian and Wayne, thank you so much. For Ashley, the kids, love them. Big hugs and kisses from us.
I will for
Please,
certain.
Brian.
And I will leave you with this thought, Henry. As you know, you've seen me say it in person. When I say you can't spell Brian, right, without the I in idiot, it's always my attempt of saying to people, what does it matter what they call you? There's no hate speech without hate hearing, right? What's that old line? If a tree falls in the woods and you're not there to hear it, does it make any sound? Well, if someone insults you, just imagine you're on a bus, right? Henry, you're on a bus and you have your ear pads, whatever. You have your headphones in, listening to your music. Someone comes up and insults you. If you can't hear it, were you insulted over an insult that you couldn't hear? Right? So it's not hate hearing. It's not hate speech, right? It's hate interpretation. Just don't listen. If I say, oh, Henriette, you got a handsome head of purple hair there. You know you don't have purple hair. Why would you let my opinion about your hair being purple? You'd be like, you're nuts. Why, thank you very much. Always nice to meet a fan. Right? So then you look at these people with hate speech and go, you're crazy. You're insane. Why would I listen to a Meshuggah person?
Hey, Henry.
That's all I'm
That's
saying.
really true.
Hey, Henry.
Absolutely
Henry,
Can you hear
true,
Wayne?
man.
This would be interesting to see. Okay, let's do a little sound check. Thank you all for everyone to stand by. Go
Hey,
ahead,
Henry,
Wayne.
can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear you, Wayne.
I guess not.
All right, well, your brother says kudos, much love. Tell everybody there we said hello, and thank you so very much. Wayne, let me give him a drum roll out, and if you would, drop our new segment. And maybe Henry can call in from time. This segment will be his, right? Maybe we'll have him call in from time to time. Can you cue the promo, please? So the phone lines are tied up, are they? Well, you're welcome to leave us a message. And because your voice deserves to be heard, we just might play the recording on air. So sit up straight, take a deep breath, belt it out, and let us know what you're thinking. All right, don't forget, you can also leave us an email if you like. If there's a technical or a show suggestion, you can reach out to Wayne at RadioBri.com, or if you want to come right here into the studio, give me an idea. Maybe there's something that maybe you're triggered by something I said. I don't know. It could happen. You're welcome to send us an email or give us a text, 833-667-8251. Thank you so very much, Henry. Those were very useful tips. And if you noticed, Henry wasn't calling in to make a joke, right? He was calling in to tell us what exactly it is that you need to do if you're planning, right, on renouncing your citizenship and moving to another country. Wayne, if you would, could you go ahead and play for me the expats promo? Because I'll let everybody know maybe Henry will be performing a weekly spot. Maybe we can get him to come on once a week. What was the promo again? Expats Unleashed. The know-how you need to hit the open road. There you go. Expats Unleashed. I think those eyes might be Rita's. I don't think Henry has blue eyes. I got to tell you, I don't think that's him. All right, Wayne, what's going on in the world other than the fact that no one trusts a pollster anymore, right? Well, it's unbelievable. What else is going on? I was listening, taking copious notes. One of the questions I got in the feed, how do you spell tuchus? I know it's a Yiddish term. Do you know how? Okay, I'll check the correct spelling, and you give us an idea. What's going on in the electoral?
Not much changed.
Today?
I've been keeping my eyes on it, and nothing's changing. No more results are coming out. Pretty much everything's staying the way it is right now.
Everything's staying the way it is. Okay. Well, it's funny. Let me just do this. Origins of tuchus. So I guess, Ted, tuchus is spelled Tookis. It's slang for buttocks or tushy, right? And it's from the Yiddish, the Hebrew tahath, under or beneath. So let me just apologize for people offended every time I say ass hat. So now I'll just call you a tuchus, right? I won't say ass hat anymore. I'll just say tuchus, or under or beneath, the Yiddish term slang for buttocks, butthead, or tushy. So that's what we know. It's spelled Tookis. All right, Wayne, so I have to ask you a question about the pollsters. You started off with this earlier in the show when you said, hey, some people are just afraid to say they're going to vote for Biden or they're going to vote for Trump. I guess everybody and their brother doesn't mind if they say they're going to vote for Biden. But we live in a country where it's not safe to say now who you're going to vote for. You have to be afraid. And before you answer, think about it. Nearly half the people, because it's anything from a huge blue wave. You listen to Quinnipiac, it was going to be double-digit Biden win, right? He was going to take Ohio, he was going to take Florida. I think they even said he was going to take Texas. Nate Sliver, or whatever his name is. So half the people in this country, or a large percentage of half the people in the country, were afraid to tell folks who they were going to vote for? Is that the country we're turning over to our kids?
No, I believe, I had a conversation with someone last night, a good friend of mine. And
wait a minute, I thought I was your only good friend.
Well, you know how it goes.
Oh, you're too tired with me now. Is that it? Okay. Yeah, I know how it goes.
And
all right, Wayne's mic is cutting out. We'll be losing Wayne. No, go ahead.
And, it's not so much that the people are scared, worried about their safety and stuff if they admit that they were voting for Trump.
All right.
What it is they're actually tired of these pollsters trying to control the results.
Okay.
Trying to take control of the election to convince people that this is the way the polls are going, so this is how you got to vote.
All right.
And this friend of mine knew if he tried to do something, he was going to get kicked off of the social media sites. So he went out and did a major email campaign.
All right.
And in this email campaign, he basically said, hey, if a pollster calls, we want you to forward that call to this number.
Ooh.
And then we'll answer the poll. Well, apparently they responded to somewhere, and it was a group of people, a whole group, in a room with phones, responded to somewhere between 150 and 200,000 calls from posters across the country. And basically, right off the bat, said, we're voting for Biden.
Ah. So there was fake news going down. So there was fake news going in and around and going both directions. Let me just say before you answer that, I'm told, Wayne, because I use dictionary.com, apparently that's fake news too. I'm told that it is spelled T-O-K-H-E-S, Tuchus. That right? You know what? I think she was onto something. And also T-U-C-H-U-S. So when Wayne goes, Brian, that would be Tuchus hat. Or when Ted goes, Brian, that would be Tuchus hat. I'm not all that smart, Ted. It's just easier for me to say ass hat. There's too many spellings for Tuchus. I can't think of another spelling for ass, but just I can't. So I might have to stick with that, brother. All right, Wayne, sorry to interrupt you. So your friend's busy forwarding all these calls or suggesting you forward these calls, and everyone goes, oh yeah, we bleed blood and blood. Is that how it works? So
yeah,
that's how they skew the
we bleed blue.
Oh, we bleed blue. Sorry, we bleed blue.
And they basically said they don't care about, the pollsters. They really messed it up in 2016. They had no doubt they were going to mess it up again in 2020. So this group of people just decided to, let's push it over the edge. We don't need these pollsters anymore.
Well, here's the thing, and I know we got to get ready to close. I'll leave everyone with this thought. If they really can skew an election, did you ever wonder, Wayne, maybe all these pollsters, they have no intent of being right. They just are going to do what they can to skew an election because they have to be somewhat smart, right? They don't have to have a 180 IQ, but they've got to be somewhat smart, but they missed the boat. They stepped off the dock and the tugboat was a good 20 yards out, right?
Yep.
They missed the call. I'm beginning to think they never wanted to make the call. They wanted to have an election go one way. But I think these people, the Lincoln Project, all these other ones that are saying, oh, here's what it's going to be. I don't think they ever wanted to be right. They just wanted revenge, is my thought.
Their goal was to just try to convince the people based on the polls to vote a certain way.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Project is a bunch of basically anti-Trump Republicans.
Yeah, I think that's even what they say. I think that's in their byline. All right, brother. Well, let me just thank you quickly because I know we've got to run. It's the top of the hour. Thank everyone here on Facebook. Thank everybody on YouTube. If you're listening at radiobride.com, I'm humbled. It's my absolute pleasure to be riding along with you. Wayne and I talk about it all the time. We love it. The in-between spaces in your day. Take us along. Right? You can put us right in a cup holder. Absolutely love it. Thank you for listening on Spotify, on iTunes, iHeartRadio. Special thanks to Henry Noel for calling in and our expat unleashed. And as always, Wayne, thank you for everything you do. I was telling the truth. No fake news here. When you get ready to create these thumbnails that you do every day, I can't have a drink in my hand when I open the email because I just spit it all over all these computers. So, Wayne, thank you so.
I just won't use the word thoughts anymore in the subject.
Oh, my. Yeah, you just sneak it in. You're like, okay, here's an undercover, and then I'll open it, and I know it's going to be brilliant. So, Wayne, thank you for everything. Thank you all so very much for listening. Don't forget, send us an email at radiobride.com. You can send it either to Wayne or to Brian at radiobride.com. You'll be able to get straight to us, and we really appreciate your opinion. Don't forget, if you're listening on YouTube, you can share it, you can subscribe, or if you don't mind, you can share this show around. If you've got someone that could use Henry's tips or any of the things that they've heard today, please share this around for us. Thank you so very much. We'll get to a new Mortal Up tomorrow, but until then, we're going to do great, scarred as we might be, scared as we might be. Morning comes tomorrow morning will be the greatest day in the history of the world to be alive. Wayne, we're out.
Thanks for listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. Until next time, get out there and mortal up.